Have you ever felt stuck and wondered how you were going to climb out of that place you're in? Hello, friend. Today we're going to discover why this happens, why we get stuck, and more importantly, how to overcome. It reminded me of last August. Last August, I got to go on a once-in-a-lifetime trip to Alaska. We flew in to the backcountry into places most people have never been. And I was a little nervous because there's grizzly bears everywhere. It was during a silver salmon run, and we were going to go fly fish at this out lake area where there's a stream going. And the guide met us there, and we were all really nervous. So we bought bear spray. And when we went off on this adventure, we hiked for miles to get to this stream point where we knew the fishing was going to be great. It was dynamite. And everywhere we're looking, it's just beauty all around. But the wind was blowing super hard that day, and I looked upstream. And upstream, the person who we will not name in this video is fiddling with their bear spray. And I watched them pull the safety off. It has a safety for that trigger. And spray it into the water. Well, the wind was going straight at me. Suddenly, this beautiful surrounding, this thing that I was looking forward to, I couldn't see any of it. Because my eyes were watering so bad from the pepper spray. You know who you are. It hurt. Beautiful surroundings, I was blind to it. And when we get stuck, we become blind. There's a few things that make us blind that I'm just going to discuss real quick, and then how do we get over that? How do we get through those things? The first thing that blinds us is envy. When we are looking at what someone else has and desiring it for ourselves, it's envy. And when we are in an envious state, we cannot see what we've been blessed with. The second one, pride. Man, I've been here more times than I like to admit, where I am so fought with pride that I can't see anything else. Number 3, gluttony. Gluttony is simply excess. Excess. We're so wanting this excess thing, and we're consuming it, whether it's food, TV, even houses. If you just look at the excess around us in Western culture, it's massive. It blinds us. Lust. Desire for something so bad that it becomes lust. The next one, greed. So consumed. This is like pre-gluttony. We're consumed with wanting excess. Next one, anger. Have you ever been so mad that that's all you can see? These are the different things that blind us and keep us stuck. But how we overcome it is a simple process. First, we confess. Confess that one of those things, whether it's envy, pride, gluttony, lust, greed, or anger, we confess that to God. Sometimes we need to confess it to someone else. And then we repent and we turn from it. So how we can repent, which is a turning from the behavior into something else, is to open our eyes back up. Kind of like when the pepper spray wore off on my eyes after a long, long time. I hope you're watching this. Is with gratitude. That gratitude overcomes those things. Gratitude overcomes envy, pride, gluttony, actually seeing what we have. You know, luckily the pepper spray warmed up really quick and I was able to go back to gratitude. And now I just like to poke fun at someone. But gratitude, how we can be grateful is we can write down what we have. That's a gratitude thing. We can serve people that are less fortunate than us. Last spring, my family and I got to go on a missions trip to Mexico, and we got to serve some of the less fortunate people there. And there's nothing that can prepare your eyes, your senses, for someone that is living in a situation that you can't even imagine. We take so much for granted. If you're watching this and you have access to technology, you're ahead of most people in the world, but we lose sight of that with what we're around. But serving people less fortunate than us reminds us of what we've been given. Another thing that helps us repent and turn is worship. You know, I've noticed it's hard for me to worship God and be full of lust or envy at the same time. In fact, impossible if I'm truly worshiping Him. I'm not talking about just singing songs. I'm talking about the heart of worship that comes with those songs. So sometimes if you're having a bad day, put on a jam session, put on a worship session in your kitchen while you're doing something else. All of these things, what they do is they change our focus. They change our focus from lack, from ourselves, to God. See, it's impossible to connect with God while you're consumed with yourself. If you find yourself there today, I just want to tell you, it's okay. We've all been there. Confess it to God. Confess it to someone else. And repent and turn to gratitude. Have a great day, and God bless you in your journey.